I want to talk to you tonight about intonation. Intonation, man. I got so many videos out about that, and get ready to make another one. People just don't get it. I read over on Facebook in those groups all the time. I hardly ever post in there. Shit, I can't keep up with the PMs I got now. That's another thing. I'm sorry if I've not answered your PM or email. I am so sorry, man. Ladies, gentlemen. There's no way. I'd have to hire somebody to do that. I'm not going into that right now, though. I'm sorry. Just know that. Anyways, they talk in them groups, and I read this stuff, and it's wrong, man. People, luthiers, they claim to be luthiers, are telling people stuff that is nowhere near right about setting their intonation on their guitar. It's not that complicated. It's not rocket science. You got to think a little bit about it. Before we get into it, a lot of y'all been asking about my health again. You know what? I went to the specialist today. I don't know when you'll see this video, but today I went. I think it's the 30th of April right now. And I went today, and he had the results back from the biopsy and all the blood work results back. And guess what? I got psoriasis and eczema both. Plain as day. In the biopsy, it showed up. He said, you hardly ever see anybody that's got both of them at the same time. Well, leave it to me, man. It's almost all gone. It's just a little bit right there. I don't know if the camera will get that or not. A little bit right here. And that's all there is left of it. It don't burn and sting and hurt or anything anymore. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop running my mouth about my health on my videos. I'm going to get back to business now. Hopefully, if this shit stays away. I'll tell you what I will do. If you guys want to know in depth, you know, what's going on with my health, say so in the comments below. And I'll just make a video of that and tell you what's going on. But that's what I know now. He's going to treat it. He knows how to treat it, you know. I don't know why. He don't know why. I got it, developed both of them at the same time. Everything else in my blood work was perfect. He said, man, what do you do? And I said, I don't do anything. Sit on my ass. He said it's in really good condition other than that. And my sugar was a little high. All right, enough of that. Let's get into intonation. The distance from your nut to your saddle, okay? That's your string scale, and it's different on different guitars, but the main point is the 12th fret usually is the very center of that distance, okay? Now, if you do a harmonic on the 12th fret, and then you note the 12th fret, that note should be exactly the same frequency as the harmonic was. And of course, you can move your saddles back and forth and lengthen that entire scale length, or shorten it. You can even, I've had people argue with me till we're blue in the face over this. You can use the nut and dial in your intonation a little bit by where the string leaves the nut. It don't take very much. I mean, you know, you stick a screwdriver back here, turn that a 16th of a turn, and it's going to change your intonation. Alright? Now, all that said, when you intonate a guitar, you need to know how the player plays it. You know what I mean? Say this guitar here, I've got it set for a very light touch. It intonates dead on the money on every string at the 12th fret, because I play very light. Now if I hit that string hard, it goes sharp. And I can hear that. I don't know if the camera's getting it or not. So you got to take into consideration how that person is going to use that guitar, how they basically play it most of the time. I mean, you got soft music, it's, you know, dynamically played right, which no one ever does in acoustic music anymore around here. You have to take into consideration how that person is going to play that guitar. Is he a heavy-handed player? Does he pick really hard, or does he just touch like I do, like I didn't used to do, but do now? And you have to take that into consideration. If he plays very hard, then if you touch the harmonic at the 12th fret and then note it, you want to intonate that a little bit flat. Just a few cents flat will do it, you know. And then when that guy gets a hold of it and hammers it the way he plays, it's going to be in tune. Same in the opposite direction. If you want it to intonate for the heavy-handed player, that's what you got to do. If you want it to intonate for the light-handed player, then you got to tune it, touching it very lightly. If I set a guitar up for a bluegrasser, for instance, because they all around here beat that shit out of their guitars. I'm going to make a video about that one day. It's going to piss a bunch of people off. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. Woo! If you intonate a guitar for a heavy-handed person, like I'm telling you to do, it will intonate closer for that person because they play hard. But you reach that guitar to somebody that just touches the notes out and plays really light, those notes are going to be flat. And there are going to be a lot of other ones going to be flat too. So you got to take into consideration how the player plays it. You know, a lot of times it's hard to do. It's very hard to do. Like I've set some guitars up here for people on the other side of the world and in different countries and different states all the time, and I've never heard them play. And some of them, I'll have some of them that'll do it to send me a video of them just jamming the way they normally jam, you know, and I'll watch that and watch it and watch it, and I can see it and listen if they're playing hard or easy, how they attack the string with the pick. Try to watch and see if they squeeze the chord, you know. That's another thing. Somebody squeezes too hard, makes everything go sharp. You want to intonate their guitar a tiny bit low. And, you know, when they crush those chords in, a lot of those old players, they used to wear divots, grooves in the fretboard, under the string. You've seen that. A lot of people think it's fingernails, so sometimes it is. Sometimes it's from old guys squeezing the shit out of it. So, if you see somebody, yeah, it helps me to see a video of the owner of the guitar I'm intonating or setting up. It helps me to see a video and hear them and watch them play. And most people's too backward to do it. And I mean, you know, I always tell everybody, see me a video, and I'll intonate this. You set this guitar up like you never dreamed could happen, man. House that never sleeps set up. That's what everybody calls it. Dwayne, you getting one just tomorrow, man. Should have it tomorrow. Dwayne knows what I'm talking about. But, you know, there's no way you can get it perfect all the time on every guitar, on every string, on every fret. You can't do it. The laws of physics will not allow that to happen. You can come down here to the center at the 12th fret and hit the harmonic, and you can set that 12th fret noted identical to it. And then when you get up here, that's out of tune. You do them all that way, you're still somewhere on that fretboard going to get some discord, I guess you would call it, disintonation. I don't know what you would call that. Discord's what I always call it. Even though it's set perfectly, and you play it lightly, you're still going to get notes that are, it's going to sound like they're out of tune. Or going to sound like they're, you know, well, they're not going to be intonated right. That's what's going to happen. And you cannot intonate them right. The laws of physics will not allow it. It's just, they've tried everything, man. I got videos on how they determine where the fret goes in the board. One way to do it. Of course, they got Plek machines and stuff now that do that mostly, but back in the old days, they had a system that you measured and determined how, you know, where each fret went, down to 20 frets usually was what they had in them back then. But I don't think you can do that anymore. I got videos on it. You can look them up if you want to. That's a whole other subject though. But anyways, they're never really right. And you've seen fan frets. I'm sure you've seen, what's those little tiny frets they call? They put in between the frets of the guitar, and they're just for one string, under each string in a different place. So trying to break the laws of physics, if you will. But there's no guitar on the planet or in this universe or anywhere else that note's perfect on every note, on every string, all the way up to the fretboard. And people will argue that, just like they argue, well, you can't. Like some folks said when I made that video about intonating at the nut. If you can't get all the intonation you need back here at the saddles, you can very often get just enough at the nut to make that string intonate right. And I've had people argue me up and down. They'll say, you hit a note on the fretboard, anything from that note back to the keys doesn't count. Well, yeah, it does count, because you're changing the string scale length. The overall string scale length is changing, and that note's going to change because of that. Whether you make it the string scale longer or shorter, it's still going to change because you changed the scale length back here behind the note. It's not supposed to matter anything back in here. Let me just explain this a little bit better. Here's what a lot of people argue. Say if I hit The third string on the 5th fret, okay, right there. That's the C note, I think. People will argue everything from that note back this way doesn't count anymore as long as that note's down. They argue that. Well, it does count, because if I remove material from the nut where the string breaks away from the nut, I just made the scale length longer. If I made it break away up here on this end instead of this end, I just lengthen the scale length. It's going to make that note lower right there. So, you know, a lot of people will put something under the third string up here to shorten the scale length, to make this note right here higher. But people argue with that, man. I mean, you know, I spend a lot of time just arguing with people on YouTube and reading all this crap in Facebook about you can't do anything back for whatever note is, anything back behind that don't count. Well, yeah, it does. Because like I said, you're changing the entire length of the string. It's going to affect that note right there when you tune it back up to the same pitch again. Pitch is the same, note's the same, the scale length you change. So take that into consideration too, and think about, you know, like I said, whose guitar you're intonating. Think about how that person plays, or what kind of music they play. You know, is it mostly soft stuff, or you know, is it driving like a bluegrass thing, or heavy metal, or is it jazz, country? Think about, take everything into consideration, and watch them play and listen to them. Take note of both hands, how they attack the string down here, how they touch the chords or squeeze the chords in. And if you know all that stuff and watch it, you can set a guitar up for that person, and I guarantee you they'll notice it when they get it back. I've had people tell me so many times, wow man, this guitar has never been set up like this and played like this and note this true. Hundreds of times I hear that. Yet they'll argue with me about the things I told you they argue with me about. Anyways, that's what I wanted to cover again, because people just seem to get that so screwed up for some reason. They cannot, it just doesn't soak in with people. I don't know why. Anyways, if y'all want to hear, I hope this helps you, by the way. And if you want to hear about my health, just say so in the comments below, and I'll just make a whole video about that and tell you everything that's going down. Right now, it looks like the stuff is leaving me. It took me months to get it, and it's obviously taken months to get rid of. So, and the doctor said it would take, you know, it could take quite a while to go completely away. At least the burning and that sensation of being in hell's living room is not all over me now. So that right there alone is a big plus. I'm a happy camper, man. Oh yeah, getting more shirts. Not for a while yet. I got to work out some problems with the printing company. But it'd probably be a couple months, maybe even 3 months up in the summer or late summer. But I am getting more. If you want one, just say the word, and I'll let you know when they come in. I'm going to order. I've got a few large ones over there. This is large, and they're quite large. A large one is. This one's large. And I got not very many large ones over there right now. But I'm going to order large, extra large, double extra large, and probably medium. So I have sizes for everybody. So if you want one, hang around. Well, I'm going to have some more. Man, I sell them faster than I can keep them. That last order it came in, and it was like 3 days. They were all gone. And I thank you guys for that. Every one of you, whichever time you bought a shirt, if it was the first time or the second or the third, thank you for it. I appreciate it. And I thank y'all for keeping it here. Thanks to the new subscribers. Thanks to the patrons. Thanks to the old subscribers. Thank all of you, baby. I'm digging you. I'm digging you. We're going to get out into business now. Hopefully, if this shit don't come back. I got an old guitar. I ain't even going to tell you what kind it is. Yeah, I've had it on this channel before. And it's got a real unique story behind it. And it's in for repairs. It's an acoustic guitar. And that's all I'm going to tell you. Just stay tuned. It's got a really nice story behind it I think you'll enjoy hearing about. It's a very old guitar. And a very nice one too. So stay tuned for that. It's coming. And I will see you soon, I hope. Cheers to you.